Hello, folks. My name is Charles E. Hall II. Got my co-pilot here, Shaka Bradley, and we are live in the Sports Zone. And I know you like that. You like that. That was the quote from Kirk Cousins, folks, yesterday at the Redskins game, as the Redskins pulled off a miraculous comeback win, down 24-0 to win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 31-30. Folks, Kirk Cousins was a man yesterday. I mean, he brought the team back. 80-yard drive. I mean, he did it all. They even ran a read option. Kirk Cousins gets nothing but love from me today, buddy. Your take. Thumbs up for me for Kirk Cousins.
I mean, you know, like I said before, when you win the scoreboard and when you go 33 for 40, over 300 yards, you ran a touchdown, you threw a few touchdowns.
He had great numbers with Jordan Reed. He was a man yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, when Jordan Reed is healthy and available, he's pretty good. So, I mean, it was you had no business being down to Tampa 24-0. But when you come all the way back like that, man, it's, I can't hate on the guy.
Tampa played good ball, though. I mean, really, it was great quarterback play from both teams yesterday. Jameis Winston had a phenomenal game. I mean, he only missed, 8 passes. He was 21 for 29 for 297 yards, 2 touchdown passes. He only missed 8 passes. Kurt, as you see, 33 for 40, he only missed 7 passes. The quarterback play was off the ripper. It was awesome.
Either that or the
defense was.
Yeah, I mean, either the quarterback play was off the scale or the defenses are just terrible. Jameis did play a good game. I mean, early on, they had everything rolling. The passing game, nobody's still probably not covering.
Oh yeah, dude. Mike Evans? Yeah, 8 catches for 116 yards.
Nobody's still covering him.
Doug Martin ran rump shot over yard for 136 yards. So, the Skin defense was terrible, but Kirk Cousins and that offense, Jordan Reed, they played well, and that was perseverance. Them guys fought back, and they hung in there, and poor play calling for Tampa Bay when you're down first and goal inside the 5. Yeah. That game should have been over with, but they messed it up. They lost. They deserved to lose.
Well, that's Lovey. I mean, Lovey, nobody's accusing him of being an offensive mind, so, that's the one
that's
thing.
Lovey, or was somebody else calling the play?
Well, Lovey's the head coach, so, and it seems to happen every time on each team he's on where his offense can't seem to get it over the hump. So, I'm wondering, is that the temperament of the coach or what it is? But you got to punch that thing in down when you're down inside.
You ain't lying about that. You got to have that one there. If you heard today's press conference, Coach Gruden made it seem like the Cold Red game, he said, basically his quote was, he's glad he had to win because if it wasn't, he might not have been here today. I mean, so maybe that's what he meant by Cold Red with himself or Kirk Cousins or anyone else, but it doesn't matter. Everything, as you said before, everything is good when you get a win. Your drinks taste well, the food is better, it's all good. But the Skins played well, and now they got a week off to relax and prepare for the big bad New England Patriots as they travel to New England to take on them. With that, we moved down over to the NFL side. You had 3 top-tier teams that were off yesterday. The Packers, the Broncos, and the Bengals all had bye weeks, but that did not stop the Patriots from beating the Jets 30-23, and the Panthers, the man killer Cam, as they won their game over the Eagles. What'd you like most about those 2 games?
Well, I wanted to see what the Jets were going to do with the Patriots. And, like we thought it was going to be a tough, hard division battle. What the Jets probably should have won. I mean, watching the scores go by, red zone, they had opportunities to win that game, even down to the last play or 2, where Brandon Marshall had a brain fart. Dropped a touchdown pass.
Can't have that.
Offsides on the last play or false start or something like that.
I mean, that was a stickler throughout the whole NFL yesterday for a few things. I mean, bad mistakes. Even in the Redskins game, I hate to go back to that notch, but I mean, the Redskins, Tampa Bay had about at least 4 to 5 15-yard penalties in that game. And you just mentioned that in the last with this New England game with the Jets. I mean, those things add up. They come back to haunt you.
Like you said, not to go back, but that was a big contributing factor in that miraculous comeback that everybody's so excited about.
Yes, indeed.
Moving to the Panthers, that was a tough game against Philly. Philly is still, I don't know how good they are, but they're seemingly putting some good games together, I guess. Or at least you're having to play a tough game with them. And, Carolina, that defense is still...
Defense playing tough. Cam had a rough night, but he got it done when he needed to in the end.
Yeah.
The defense held on. They played tough. I mean, if you're both of those teams, wins are wins. New England, Brady, again, another strong night, 34 for 54. I mean, he threw it 54 times, no running game. I mean, even going back to the Redskins game, there was no running game. We'll come back to that in a little bit. But Brady, there was nothing but him and Gronk. I mean, Gronk had 11 catches, almost like how everyone had their 1-2 punch going yesterday. Quarterback receiver was going off all night long. I mean, also you had highlights that everything else was looking good. You had the big game from the only big running game highlight where it went well was probably Tampa Bay's running back Adrian Peterson. That really stood out yesterday.
Yeah, well, Peterson struggled a little bit early, and then he kind of broke out.
Yeah, that's only the big run, really.
Yeah,
honestly.
you know, but that was again, Minnesota going into Detroit, even though Detroit isn't playing well this year. You still stack up your wins, like the old Wizards coach said, you harvest your nuts.
Oh, harvest, yeah.
So you take as many wins as you get. The idea is to win and have a chance to win your division. So Minnesota is doing their thing.
Hey, wins are wins. The Raiders even pulled off a big win yesterday. Wins add up, man. Teams are 3-3, and you got some 4-3, and you got some below the number of 3 and 4 that's trying to play good ball and trying to sneak back in. Folks, when we come back, we're going to discuss the World Series. We'll also do some college football talk and some NBA preview right after this quick message.
One of my biggest passions in life is animals. That's why I've worked with Morris Animal Foundation for over 40 years. Morris Animal Foundation is a world leader in helping animals live longer, healthier lives. Like my favorite, dogs, of course. Well, maybe kitty cats are the best. I also like horses. Some of my best friends are apes. Elephants. Elephants are so wonderful. And who wouldn't want to cuddle up with a tiger? Oh, am I kidding? I love them all. The point is, Morris Animal Foundation is giving animals a healthier tomorrow. You can too. Just show your support at morrisanimalfoundation.org. It's all about a healthier tomorrow. And at my age, I'm all about that.
To help cats, dogs, horses, and wildlife live healthier lives, visit morrisanimalfoundation.org, where we are advancing science that will create a healthier tomorrow for animals.
Folks, welcome back to the Sports Zone. The World Series starts up this week. Game 1 is approaching, and we have the New York Mets from the National League taking on the Kansas City Royals from the American League. The Royals coming back after last year they lost in Game 7, basically 90 feet away from getting a win, and they lost it, and they're back this year. See, last year's team, in my opinion, they were more of a surprise team that got hot in the playoffs. This year, they've been consistent all year long. They've let everybody know, look, it wasn't no joke. We played good good baseball all along. But they've done it with, I don't want to say small ball, but it wasn't a big home run all the way, but they did it with some consistent hitting. Your take on the series?
Well, the Royals are a team that manufactures runs. So, sometimes you're not going to be able to hit. So if you can manufacture runs different ways, stealing that thing, bunting the ball over, moving over, doing those kind of things, then, that's a leg up, I think. Because sometimes hitting, as we all know, can get
in the playoffs, pitching steps in the playoffs. Those guys lock it down. I mean, the New York Mets staff, they're a bunch of young guys. I mean, they got Harvey starting tomorrow night, 26-year-old pitcher. I mean, he's going up against what's my man name from? He's taking on Valdez.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good matchup right there. But the Mets, from their whole pitching staff, they got 3 young guys that are in their 20s that are ready to roll. So it reminds you somewhat of, they're hoping they can look like Atlanta in the early 90s, when they had their young pitching staff.
They don't want the 90s.
Well, yeah, you're right. They don't want to have a lot of L's, right? The Braves, they take a lot of L's. They got one serious victory, but they went there a lot, and right now, with the way the Mets are swinging the bat with Harvey, with
Cespedes,
Daniel, he's knocking the ball out the park. So it makes you wonder, what is it going to be? You got good pitching from the young Mets staff, and the small ball, got good hits from the Royals, but they've been knocking it over here and there as well. So it's going to be a good run. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. We're not going to give our prediction right now. We'll say that for a little later for who we think will win Game 1. But that's going to be a good matchup. Moving down over the weekend, college football had a good run. You had Georgia Tech and Florida State. That was a game that made you say, wow. Almost like the Michigan game a week ago, where this game was tied, Florida State going for the game-winning field goal, blocked, and a guy from Georgia Tech picks it up and runs down the left sideline untouched, and he scores. I mean, I saw the highlight. It was like, wow, a wow factor. Your take?
Yeah, once again, man, that's the fun of college football, man.
Yes.
Anything can happen. To see the crowd just going crazy, to hear the announcers going crazy, when stuff like this happens, that's the excitement. That's the good thing about, college sports. It's just any crazy thing can happen. Florida State, after few years being up there.
That's their first loss they've had in 2 seasons, regular season. They went undefeated 2 years ago, both ways. It's their first loss in 2.5 seasons. I mean, I don't know what that tells you about the ACC, but still, that's a good run no matter what.
Yeah, that is a strong run, and
I mean, then you had USC beating Utah. I mean, a lot of teams went down over the weekend. Then you hear the news of Baylor quarterbacks out for the year.
That's gonna be a big
And
loss.
Baylor struggled slightly in the second half. They didn't score. I mean, we're used to seeing Baylor blow teams out. They just didn't put up the outrageous number this time around. And then you have teams still hovering around. Alabama's playing strong. They're still in there. Clemson wiped out Miami. You still have Notre Dame looming around. Ohio State with JT at the helm, they look good.
Yeah, they're rewarding them for being the number 1 team. They still ranked number 1. I don't know. It's probably going to come down to the Michigan State game if they play Michigan State, and then sometime in the playoffs we'll be really going to see what Ohio State's all about. Because right now they're just not getting it done, as far as I'm concerned.
That's interesting. You have been saying that. Well, while we had, our chance here, we do our weekly poll. Let's give our top 4 teams right now. Who you have?
Begrudgingly, because they're the defending champs, they haven't lost. They're number 1. I don't know why they ranked the teams at the beginning of the year. They ought to let
TV ratings, you know how they do
They
that.
ought to let them play a few weeks, then determine who the best teams are. But because they're the defending champions, begrudgingly, I'm going to still go with them number 1. Baylor, because of the way that Baylor plays, but now with this injury, their freshman quarterback that they have is supposed to be highly touted, but I don't know if he's going to be able to step in. But based off the way that they do what they do, I'm going to stay with them at number 2 until I see them, lose with that freshman quarterback. I'm not going to penalize them for that yet. Because, if you go down the rest of the teams, Clemson, okay, they're undefeated. They have some nice wins, but we don't really know how good they are. We're going to have to see how that plays out a little later in the
Yeah, that's
ACC.
my favorite team, how good they are. I can tell you that. I can tell you.
And then I took TCU out last week, but I looked around a little bit, and I looked at TCU schedule, and I looked at LSU's.
That's the SEC.
And I said, wait a minute now.
That's the
I'm
SEC.
penalizing TCU for not having those pretty blowout wins. But if you look at LSU's record, they're not doing anything spectacular either outside of the Heisman frontrunner. So I'm putting TCU back in because they got cheated last year.
Again, I say that's the SEC.
Well, I guess.
You're not buying the SEC.
No, I'm not.
I'm riding with Ohio State. In no particular order neither. Ohio State. I'm taking Leonard Fournette with LSU. I'm taking Clemson because I felt they looked good on the few times on national TV they played. And I'm going to take Michigan State this time around as well. I'm taking Baylor out only right now because of the eye test with that quarterback. I'm going to need to see something from them from the other quarterback before I can put them up the echelon on the 4. I need to see something. So that's my 4 right there.
Jumped over those for Michigan State, barely won again this week.
They won pretty well. They won about 20 some odd points against a good Big Ten team.
All right, well, okay.
Folks, moving down to the NBA. That starts this week, and we got some good action. Last week we gave a little mini preview. This week we're going to give us some work on the NBA. Right now you got all these Golden State players and fans, but mainly the players taking exception to the fact that a lot of NBA players are tweeting out and making statements that basically saying that they didn't really earn it last year because their road to the finals was not that they didn't win the games, but they had it was a lot easier than what everybody thought. Point guards in every series they played were injured. And then you factor in that OKC was injured. That's part of the game, that injuries are part of the thing, but it wasn't like it was a natural progression for them. And a lot of teams are saying that, and the Warriors don't like it. Your take on that?
It's a lot of salty folks. The Warriors won, they won. But I think it's about they don't respect the Warriors. boys. They don't respect Steph
That's their
Curry.
style of play.
That style of play, I don't think anybody truly respects that style of play. And I think part of it is they think Curry is a punk, a little babyface punk, so they don't respect him. So they think they can say.
That's true though. I mean, that is the resentment. That's what the NBA. A lot of people think that. They're not saying the guy can't play and can't shoot. They're like, on the other end of the court, what can he do with someone coming right at him, or like Westbrook or someone, or Chris Paul coming at? Well, he's dog Chris Paul last year, so I'm sure Chris Paul wants some get back this year. But still, you get my point.
And Chris looks a little feisty this year already.
Yeah, I mean, everyone. Plus, when you factor in every series they had last year, they had something. But even going down the line, OKC is back. KD is back. You got San Antonio adding a LaMarcus Aldridge. They look like they're ready for the future with him. The Cavs, everybody loaded. They're bringing back. They got even Virgil is back. Of course, you got Kevin Love, along with Houston. They're bringing all their guys back. Dwight Howard. Who else? I mean, the Wizards are stacked in the East. You still gotta love the Wizards. And then, of course, the Black Mamba is healthy. You gotta love what he can do with the Lakers. You know, everyone wants to wave my boys off. Do not sleep on the Lakers, folks. Do not sleep. You heard it here first. Do not sleep.
We can take a nap, maybe.
Not yet, buddy.
I mean, they look like they don't have a D League team like they had last year. Hey, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to compete.
I'm gonna just leave it at that. You heard it here first. Even though I'm still mad, they did not take. They picked, in my opinion, they took the wrong choice in the draft. The point guard, I'm gonna just say this: you better average at least 15 and 5 minimum for the Lakers.
5, that's kind of low. Assists?
Well, yeah, you know what? He's right. Number 2 draft pick. You better have about 17 and 7. You're right. You might be right. I need to see 17 and 7 as number 2 pick in the draft, and we're gonna pick you up like
that's
that.
That's gonna be tough with Mamba and
he passed the ball to Mamba. Let him shoot that thing.
What's my boy?
Julius Randle on the way. Julius Randle said he's gonna average double-double. How real that is,
somebody
I don't know.
got to score and get rebounds, so it's not out of the question.
That's very true.
And my man Swaggy P. I mean, I don't know.
Love him off the bench.
I don't know why he's still in the league, but it's gonna be hard.
He can do it. Swag P. He can shoot the rock. Now, granted, he can't play a lick of D, but he gets hot. He's one of the best that can do it at times. I'm not saying we're gonna rely on him to win that many games, but I'm just keeping it honest with you. I mean, I tell you I said it last week. Another sleeper to me is Milwaukee. I got a young squad with Jabari Parker back, along with the team that went to the playoffs last year.
And they snuck good.
I think,
Monroe.
yeah, and they got Monroe. Yeah, man, I think Jason Kidd has a little squad there.
They do have a good squad, and Jason Kidd might just be a pretty good coach too.
But while we're on the topic of the NBA, folks, we have some somber news. We want to give a rest in peace out to Flip Saunders, former Wizards coach, former Minnesota Timberwolves coach, good man, good heart, passed away over the weekend. So we gotta, give a good word out for him.
Yeah.
When we come back, folks, we're gonna give some predictions. We got all kind of stuff lined up, from the Major League World Series to college football, to some NBA games, and some NFL. Right after a brief message.
I am Sammy. Last year I found out that I have high cholesterol.
I'm Sammy's dad. Due to my high cholesterol, I had quadruple bypass surgery at age 37. I later learned I probably had high cholesterol since childhood because I have an inherited form of the disease known as familial hypercholesterolemia, or FH. FH affects more than 600,000 Americans. I passed FH to Sammy, but not to Alyssa.
Luckily, I was diagnosed early.
Now we can take steps to manage Sammy's condition with diet, exercise, and medication, so we reduce the long-term damage of the disease. Unlike most other genetic diseases, FH is treatable, and it's best if it's caught early. If high cholesterol runs in your family, see a doctor and get screened. The earlier you know, the earlier you can tackle it, together. For more information, visit www.learnyourlipids.com.
Welcome back, folks. Prediction time, and the predictions are here. Last week, Shaka Bradley here went off. He went off and got his record 8-1. He's now 21-11. I slummed out badly. I was in the dumpster. Went 5-4. I'm now 19-13. So this week, we'll start off with the World Series. We already mentioned it. It's going to be Matt Harvey taking on my man Edison Valquez for the Royals. Mets and Royals, game 1. Who do you like? The game's in KC.
If it's in KC, I'm gonna go with KC. I'm not gonna root for the Mets anyway, but But KC, the one thing I like about playoff baseball is the crowd. At least early
Yes.
on, the crowds are electric.
I
They
love
got
the month of
tires
fall.
flowing. It's kind of cold.
Yes.
That wintry weather effect. So I'm looking for that KC crowd to be going out of their minds, and for KC to go ahead and pull that game 1 at home.
Should be a good one. I'm going the opposite way. I'm going with the man who's hot with the bat. Daniel Murphy right now, 6 straight games with home runs in him. He's got 7 for the whole playoff so far. I'm looking for a 7th straight game from a home run. I'm taking the Mets in game 1, led by Matt Harvick on the mound, holding the thing down for the Mets. Going over to the college football scene, only one game this weekend with ranked action, which features some of your favorites, Notre Dame Fighting Irish at number 9, going to Philadelphia, taking on 21st ranked Temple at 7-0.
You know, I looked at that and I said, "Wow, Temple 7-0." Shout out to my little sister Kalima. That's her alma mater. I know she's real proud about that. Since it's not basketball, I mean that's kind of amazing. I remember Temple didn't win a game.
Very true.
But I mean, there's no way they're gonna beat Notre Dame.
They up in Philly, you know what I mean? The Philly fans get fanatic at their home games.
We can let
They
that
7
dream
look.
die.
They're
Right
7-0. Notre Dame favored by 10.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm surprised Temple is doing that well, but they're not gonna beat Notre Dame.
I'm gonna ride with you. I want to say Temple can win. I would love to say and pick Temple, but I don't have the heart to pick Temple right now. I got to see something else from Temple to make me have the heart to pick them. Notre Dame for me on that
Don
one.
Cheney in what is the zone defense he used to play?
Not the me, but that was that 2-3 zone he had, that attacking 2-3.
Yeah.
Moving over, folks, we had great banter last week on our HBCU game of the week. I got some texts, and folks told me this week you need to pick the Magic City Classic. That game features Alabama A&M against Alabama State. It's a game that's been played since 1924, 91 years running. They've been playing that game for quite some time. Alabama A&M leads the series 39-36, and then it's tied 3 times with the ties. And it's like the game brings 60,000 to like 80,000 attendance every year to Legion Field. That's a lot of folks at a game.
Yeah.
And this game, I mean, the team records 4-3 and 3-3. But beside the point, it's one of them throw the records out when you play these two teams. Who you liking this one? And I think it's got a little something extra with it when you got
Yeah, a
the
little
old
something
Cookman
with
coach.
Will Bethune-Cookman coach. We might be a little salty he left us, but I know what he was able to do when he was with Cookman. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm gonna go that route just on that the strength of that alone.
Alabama State, huh?
Yeah, I'm going Alabama State.
I'm going to go ahead and take the Bulldogs, Alabama A&M. I'm going to go ahead and take a chance with them guys. I looked at their thing. They play some good, solid defense. It's going to be a good game. I mean, it should be always a good game. So I'm going to ride with the Bulldogs on that one. Over in the NBA, they started up. It's for real now, folks. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they take on the Chicago Bulls first game. And the Bulls are favored by 3. I'm stunned by that line, but that's tomorrow night's action. Cavs and Bulls, LeBron James taking on the Bulls. Who you like?
Well, I mean, this one, first game of the year, so it's going to be a little amped up. My man D-Rose got with his tight mask on and LeBron taking back shot. Injections, just, I don't know what's going to happen in this one. Who's the home team on that one?
Chicago.
Chicago actually played them well in the playoffs last year, man.
Yeah.
They probably should have
They
beat
got guys healthy. Powell will be there. Noah will be there.
a little revamp lineup, new coach. I'll take Chicago because I think they have just a little bit more scoring power.
Man.
And they're at home.
Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, Verjao, J.R. Smith, Sasha Khan. I didn't even mention LeBron James yet. I'm taking all those guys line up over the Bulls. I like
LeBron might be on Larry Bird status.
I like Cavaliers in that one easily in that game there.
Laying down on the floor.
The Pelicans
rubbing his back on.
with Davis, Big Brow in action, taking on the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors more than likely will receive their rings on this one. It's the late night game. The Warriors at home, we just discussed how their attitude so far. This was a first round matchup last year. Who you like in this one?
I'm going to take the Warriors, but I think last year, even though the Pelicans couldn't get it done, they played them tough.
Point guard.
That's true, and they're not going to have him. I know he's out now, so they do have a new coach. who has to be smarter than what my man.
The new coach was on the Warriors staff.
Absolutely. So I mean, I don't think it's going to be a walkover, but I think the emotion of them not getting all the respect they think they deserve, getting the rings and all of that stuff.
But teams, when they get their rings, they don't play well that first game for some reason.
This team,
San Antonio got mopped up. Year before that, I think it was LeBron and them got mopped. So
this team is a show cheese team. So that type of ceremony, this type of excitement, probably fits them well.
I'm gonna go ahead and ride with Golden State as well. I think they'll probably play well, even though I'm kind of leaning towards New Orleans, but I need to see a little bit more from what I'm seeing from there. I know what I can Golden State. I know how they're going to play most of the time, but I think it'll be a matchup nightmare from what I've seen from the Brow in preseason. Is he going to be enough to be the one? I mean, in basketball, you can't be the one-man gang and do it, but I'm still take Golden State. I'm not even going to lollygag. Golden State for me in this one. NFL action, folks. Some good game. We got 3 good ones here. The New York Giants at 4-3. They go down to New Orleans to take on the Saints. The Saints are favored by 3. Wow. Saints are playing good ball the last 2 weeks. They've looked good. And your take on them?
This is one of those games. This is a toss-up because, I mean, from week to week, I had the Saints buried.
I think the Saints have won 3 in a row. I think they've
been balling.
I know they beat Dallas, they beat Atlanta. They've been playing
had them
ball.
dead and buried, so they've come back and knocked a few folks off. The Giants, you just never know what they're gonna do, man.
They should have lost yesterday, but that's a whole other story.
From week to week, man, it's like one week they look like okay, they should be undefeated, and then they play around and mess around and lose to folks. Oh, because I buried the Saints so badly. I'm going to take the Giants. I think the Giants, just when you think they're about to blow it all, they seem to find a way to pull out a win.
Interesting. I'm going opposite. The Saints at home, I like the way Drew Brees is playing lately. He's getting the job done. I think they're going to play good ball tomorrow or next week, and they're going to win that game. I'm taking the Saints. Next game, Bengals at the Steelers. The Steelers lost a tough one last week. Bengals fresh off a bye. They're well refreshed, and they're still undefeated. I mean, what do you think will happen there?
Yeah, I'm going with Cincinnati easily on that one, especially if Landry Jones is playing.
Big Ben should be back by then.
Yeah, we'll see Big Ben.
Big Ben was on the sideline, amped up, rooting him on. He didn't look injured to me.
He making sure he get all his head time on the side.
That is true.
He's the new coach and all of that kind of stuff. But I'm going to go with Cincy either way because I can't believe Big Ben's just going to step right back in.
Part of me wants to say if Big Ben plays, I'm taking Steelers, but that's a cop-out. You got to think either way. I'm going to take the Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers, either with Vic or with Ben, because I'm going to tell you why. They need the win to stay in contention.
Yeah.
They need it, and I think Mike Thomas can get them boys ready. So that's why I think they need it more than the Bengals. The Bengals are playing good ball. They can lose and hiccup once. They'll be all right.
That's true.
The next game, the game of the week, the Packers 6-0 travels to the Mile High City against the 6-0 Broncos. Each week, you knock these Broncos like they're no good. Who do you like in this one? And the Packer favorite by 2.5.
Wow. It's hard to pick against that Denver defense because they are playing good football. But I just don't know, what Peyton. I don't know what Peyton comes to do. Peyton was down, in Tennessee watching them blow the game against Alabama, like when he was there and couldn't
watch
beat
what Peyton
anybody.
does this week.
So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go against my defense in Denver and take Green Bay on this one.
I like Green Bay. I like Aaron Rodgers. He throws that rock. But this ain't the same teams he's been playing. This defense plays D. This defense here has run back 2 interceptions for touchdowns. And they also have a quarterback who's been playing poor to his standards, but any other team in the league would love to have him outside of New England, the Saints, and Green Bay. He would stop anybody else in their teams. Yeah, he'd stop the Skins. Don't look this way like he's going to stop for the Skins. He'll stop
for the Skins, but what does that mean? Kirk Cousins stops for the Skins
I
right
tell you
now.
what.
Manning
is going to be ready for that shootout. That's a prime time game. Mark my words.
And it's probably going to be cold.
Manning will be ready for that game. Peyton Manning, I'm taking Denver. I'm believing in you, Peyton. I still believe in the old guy. He's going to pull it out. It'll be a shootout, but I think Manning will get the job done.
It'll be an interesting game.
Yes, it will be. Folks, when we come back, we got a couple of emails from the crowd that we've got texting already. After this brief message, we'll be reading them off right back to you.
When I grow up, I want to be a psychologist or a therapist.
I want to be a pediatrician.
I was hoping to become a chef someday.
I want to own a big house with the convertible and the jacuzzi and the pool, all the good stuff.
Role models, they don't tell you what to do, but they help you to go where you're going.
I want to study law. I don't want to become a lawyer. I want to become a CIA agent.
Young people, I think, do need a mentor because, we don't know everything. And, all the people, they've experienced stuff that we haven't.
I would like to be a baseball player.
As long as there's somebody behind you, pushing you and supporting you, then you feel that you always have the strength to keep going.
Well, I would like to become like a doctor. That's my first choice.
Sometimes you feel down and you feel that no one really understands and no one knows where you're coming from. And it's great to see someone who's been where you are now and making it.
So get involved and do your part. Invest in the future. Mentor a child.
Folks, welcome back to the Sports Zone. We got some emails here. This first one comes from Eric in Forestville, and he says, Al Golden was fired. Do you like the fact that he was fired, and do you think that you can ever recapture the flame of the glory days? Okay, I'm going to respond to this one good. Al Golden, everyone knows I kind of like the Hurricanes. Al Golden, I thought he got the axe a little too soon. I was hoping maybe he can at least right the ship and make them play better, but you cannot have your team get destroyed, pistol whipped, or hung from a tree or woodshed, how you want to do it. They would destroy on TV. I know Clemson is good, no doubt about that, but at least you have to show up. We are a team that has won 5 national championships. I don't care how long ago they happened. You have to show up and do something.
No, that was happening.
No, they did not. I was in college when they won the game. I was out of school when they last won the championship, 2001. They must show up and produce and play better ball than that. And Al Golden I love this image. The shirt and tie look was something I like. It was a throwback look. I'm mad he was fired. I was hoping maybe he can get one more chance at it maybe next year. But we were expecting something a lot better than just 4-3 right now. I'm just going to be honest with that. Flat out. That's what the question is for that, Eric. This next one comes from Teresa in Southeast. This one says, do you think Greg Hardy needs to be cut right now? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I like that fiery response. Now, granted, I don't like the fact that he smacked the clipboard from the coach, assistant coach, the special teams coach, but players going at players, firing them up, and then I like the fact that Dez came at him because I know Dez has that clout that can do it. Any other player probably couldn't pull it off, like one of them receivers dudes couldn't do it, but Dez has that clout that he can walk and say, hey, calm that down, But I don't think Greg needs to be cut. And you heard what Jerry Jones said. He likes that from his team. Fires him up. Your take.
Why would they cut him? For what? The dude can play. You got him on the team because he can play.
And like he said, no comment. Next question.
You don't have him on the team to be an upstanding citizen or choir boy. But Dez might want to keep his mouth shut fooling around with Hardy because you know how he goes. I don't know if he won it.
Dez can go there too. You saw how he went at Oklahoma State back in college. It's more mature Dez now, but still.
I don't think he won a piece of Big Hardy.
Folks, before we wind down the show, we got to give some love to our District Heights Boys and Girls Club team. The Chiefs are doing phenomenal things. The 6U, the 10U, and the 12U all earned buys for the playoffs in the first round. The 8U squad is going to playoffs. They play this week, but we got to give a special shout out to the 12U squad. Undefeated, and no one has scored on them yet. So shout out to that Boys and Girls Club football team. Folks, next week we'll be right back here for some action. Tune in as always for the show. It's myself, Charles Hall, my man Shaka Brownlee. We're from the Sports Zone, and we will see you next week.